Hi to all. In this video, we'll be discussing about the 10 steps that are required to make a business plan. So this doesn't give you the complete package of the business plan, but then it gives you a basic elements that is to be required in a business plan. So before we start with the steps, I would recommend you people to have a name for your company, like whatever we have mentioned here, because we are going to take up an entertainment industry and talk with an examples. So we have used Nobox Entertainment as the name of the company, a logo, and a tagline. This gives you a motivation to do a business plan. That's why we ask you to do it in the initial stages. So let's go to the steps one by one. So the first step in creating a business plan is to make an executive summary. The executive summary, what does it have? It just says what is your company is all about. Gives you an overall picture. So what it should have? It should have a vision, it should have a mission and an objective. So the advice what we want to give in this area is that try to make the vision, mission, objective on your own. Do not copy it from somewhere or take it from your competitors. Okay, just try to understand what exactly is vision, mission, and then try to write it on your own. Okay, so also you try to give an idea about what your company, how does it works. Okay, here it's about an live streaming company. So it's that will be like first the screening will be done, the second screening will be done, again third and fourth. Every industry will have a definitely will have an operations flow. You can try to explain that in this step. The second step is about doing a market analysis. The market analysis is like any industry you take will definitely have a market size, will have a major segments in the market, will have major players in the market. You try to take up all this from the secondary sources and try to make an analysis. So as to understand how the market works, what is the size of the market, what potential you have in your market. So you have to do all this in the market analysis segment. So after doing market analysis, you directly get into the STP analysis. STP is segmentation, targeting, and positioning, because any market you take up will definitely have segments. If here we have taken an example of live events. So we have like stand-up comedy, music shows, dance shows, dramas, skit and mime, other different segments in the market. So here we are going to target on the drama. So that will be the segment which we are going to target. So this is what is segmentation and targeting. So positioning is about how do you want to position yourself in that segment, in whatever. If for example drama segments, no box entertainment, how do they want themselves to position? How do they want the customers to call themselves in this particular segment? That is being defined in the positioning. So after doing this, you get into the company analysis. Company analysis can be done in a simple way by doing a SWOT analysis, or you can take up this a TOWS analysis where it is somewhat higher than the SWOT. So what do we do here is that you know the SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. In which strength and weakness are the internal factors, opportunities and threats are the external factors. So the strengths and weakness you take up in one axis, the opportunities, threats you take up in the other axis. So what have I done in this particular quadrant? I've taken the strengths and opportunities. So these are the strengths that is available. So how am I going to capture the opportunities using the strengths available? That we have discussed in this quadrant. Okay. So here similarly, here what have I done? I have certain weaknesses and also threats. So how do I minimize the weaknesses so that I could avoid the threats that we have discussed in this? Similarly for the other quadrants also. This is how we do a company analysis. So after doing a company analysis, we get into a management team. This could be pretty simple like this. You can have a simple management team like this, or you can have a complex team where you try to give the hierarchy also. You try to give the entire resources. Why? Because this gives you an understanding about what all the resources that you need, how many manpower that is required to start your company. This would help you a lot in doing your financials. When you work out your financials, this will help you a lot. Okay. In the step six, sorry, you try to take up one important area or one core department in your company and try to break down that department into simple pieces and try to analyze it. For example, in this business plan, we need an operations. The operations team should be very crucial. So we have taken operations department and we have tried to analyze what all the steps that is there in completing a project itself, right from the script selection to the screening. There's a lot of steps. We try to break down into simple parts and try to explain them. In this way, you can take up any department and you can try to analyze it. Not any department, but it should be a core department. See to that. So the next step is about understanding the marketing strategies. So in marketing strategies, you have different channels. This again differs from every different industries. So you could not even have one particular channel itself. That depends upon an industry. So in the content area, it's not just advertisements. It is about how are you going to give an advertisement. What is your strategy in advertising that makes you different from the others? That you have to specify here, and who is your target. Okay, so this completes your marketing strategies. So next is about doing a 4P analysis. Now it is called as 7P. You have people, process, and physical evidence which is added to it. If you want, you can have a 7P analysis also. In this, we are going to tell what you should not do. In the products or services, you should not just type like this, like just typing your product. You have to give a product specification. You have to give a product detailing in this particular case, and pricing also. You should not give just like this 300 or 400 or whatever it is. You should try to give a justification for what is this price being fixed. You can do RFP analysis, recency frequency monitoring, sorry, RFM analysis also, or any analysis to arrive at a price. And also in the place, it's not the places where you're going to do, it is exactly the channel of distribution. How are you going to distribute your product or services? If for example I have my office at Chennai and I'm going to do a play at Coimbatore, how am I going to distribute it? How am I going to bring the services from Chennai to Coimbatore? So that you have to discuss in place. In promotion, again, there are like 6 types of promotions that is available. So you have to take up the 6 promotions and try to fix what are the promotions that will be suitable for you, and then try to speak it in this quarter. Okay, this is how you do a 4P analysis. So this is an additional step. If you want, you can do a POTUS 5 force model. We'll try to cover this up in a separate video. As of now, you just know this. If you want, you can do a POTUS 5 force. And finally, you do a competitor analysis. Competitor analysis can be done in n number of ways. What we have done is we have took the top 3 competitors and we have just displayed the services provided by them. You can even do it in a further way where you can take up every competitor. You can take up his market share. You can take up his size. You can take up how long he had been in the market. How much customer base does he have? Whatever it is, any competitor analysis will give you an understanding about what does the competitor do and how you can question better. All this could be done using the competitor analysis. The final step is about the financials. I would personally recommend you people to do it in an Excel sheet, where you try to separate what all the revenues that you're going to generate, how all you're going to generate revenues, and how all you're going to have an expenses. You will definitely have a fixed cost and also a variable cost. You try to separate that, and then finally you do a profit and loss statement and project it for the 5 years. So for why do we do project it? Because we'll have an understanding of what our company will be after 5 years, and then also try to do a break even analysis. The break even analysis will definitely give you an understanding at which point you will be able to recover whatever we have invested. So that is very, very important in financials. So all these are important: your revenue, your costs that you're incurring, your profit and loss statement, and break even analysis. This gives you financials. So when you complete the entire 10 steps, now you're ready to go with the business plan. So this is a very simple video how to make a business plan. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe to our channel Tin Tintidin. And if you have any queries, please feel free to comment on the queries and also stay touching with us. Thank you.